If certain things could only be found when we seek the Lord with all of our hearts, then I think we need to be taught how to be better seekers for his presence. Notice the connection between understanding, heart, and turning. When you understand this, apply it to your heart, you turn. Some things change, some things shift, some things adjust. When nothing's shifting, when nothing is turning, but you say you understand, you're lying to yourself. The ears of your heart capture your will to obey. This is for those that are committed, not for those that are interested. Jeremiah chapter 29, not verse 11. That's possibly like the top 10 most popular scripture in Christianity. For I know the plans that I have for you. The plans to give you a hope, to give you a future. We're not going to read verse 11. We're going to read right under it. Verse 12. Then you will call on me and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will, what's that word? Seek me and find me when you seek me with all of your heart. Church family, if certain things could only be found when we seek the Lord with all of our hearts, then I think we need to be taught how to be better seekers for his presence. It says, I will be found by you, declares the Lord. You're going to have to seek him at a different level in 2025 than the way that you sought him in 2024, because new seasons require a different level of seeking. You're going to have to seek him at a different level when you get married. Lord knows you're going to have to seek him at a different level when you become a parent. Seek him at a different level when you get the promotion. So you were praying for it, got it, but then you stopped. Lord, don't let me get success if it's going to make me lose my sense. And here's a dangerous prayer, church family. If it will keep me from you, don't give it to me. You're going to have to seek him at a different level when you don't get the promotion, so that you won't let disappointment have the most dominant voice in your life. This is for those who seek, not for those who spectate. This is for those who want to go deeper, not for those who are content with surface. This is for those who value your prayer closet, not value stages. This is for those that are committed, not for those that are interested. When you're committed, you'll do what it takes. When you're interested, you'll do what's convenient. You can't serve faithfully with joy and be convenient at the same time. You can't love at all times and traffic in convenient lanes at the same time. This is why a lot of our relationships and our marriages are on life support, because we resist being inconvenienced. I don't want to crush my pride. That's inconvenient to my flesh. I don't want to give a kind answer, which turns away wrath. That's inconvenient to my petty. And then some of us like, Lord, you don't understand how it is dealing with them. You don't understand what it's like being inconvenienced. And I bet Jesus like, I don't. I only had nails in my hand and nails in my feet. Do you think it was inconvenient for me to push up for hours and stay alive while I'm dying for all of humanity? I prayed and asked, Father, if it be possible, take this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. This series is for those who have become allergic to bare minimum. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. Keep coming, because my assignment is not to just feed you, but to make you hungry. I know what it's like to hear a sermon and want to change. So if you're not there yet, keep listening, because blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness. Now recognize that atmosphere affects interior. Let me go a little deeper. Okay. Last Sunday night, we had a freeze. It went down like 28 degrees. And so the next morning, Monday, I go out to clean my truck. The water on the inside of the bottle was freezing. Not because anything I did to it. It's just that it was placed in an atmosphere where it had no choice but to change on the inside. The bottle didn't change, but what was on the inside of the bottle. See this atmosphere right now? It's ripe for something to change on the inside. It's ripe for our desires to change on the inside. It's ripe for a chain to break on the inside. Can I get us to shout, Yahweh, Yahweh, change us, on the inside. On the inside. I feel that we're going to dissect and break down the parables of Christ. Because if anybody in the room has read the Bible, especially the Gospels, you will see Jesus quoted and gave a lot of parables. It's only disciple responsible of us to ask, what is a parable? Why he gave so many of them, what do they mean, and how to study them. The transliteration of the word parable in the Greek means to place alongside. A parable is an earthly story placed alongside of a heavenly meaning. Parable is when God is using something you do understand to try to get you to understand something you don't. Jesus kept on saying this to the disciples. The secrets of the kingdom, the wonders, the mysteries of the kingdom. Remember Mark chapter 4, he says, this has been given to you, but to them, I'm only going to speak in parables. So in other words, Jesus is saying, the mysteries, the knowledge, the key of the kingdom, that's for truth seekers, not the critics. This is for those who really love me, not those who just want fish and loaves. The first meaning of a parable is to conceal. Parables are constructed to hide keys from those who don't want the key giver. In other words, it's those who only want God's hand. God, give me this. God, give me this. God, give me this. Give me a spouse. God, give me a raise. God, give me this. In Matthew chapter 13, when the disciples rode up on him asking, yo, why are you talking like this? Look what he says, Matthew chapter 13, verse 13. Jesus says, this is why I speak to them in parables. Though seeing, they do not see. Though hearing, they do not understand. In them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah. You will be ever hearing, but never understanding. For this people's heart has become calloused. Calloused is hard. They hardly hear. Hard-hearted people hardly hear. They hardly listen. This is why you have to keep saying things like, I never said that. Where did you get that from? How did you come up with that? That's how you interpreted what I said? They have hard hearts, which makes them hard of hearing. And they have closed their eyes. They're not even trying to see the truth. They're not even trying to live holy. They're not even trying to pray. It's not as though they can't open their eyes. They've closed them because they don't want it. Otherwise, they might see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn. Notice the connection between understanding, heart, and turning. When you understand this, apply it to your heart, you turn. Some things change, some things shift, some things adjust. When nothing's shifting, when nothing is turning, but you say you understand, you're lying to yourself. And turn, and I will heal them. Watch the text. But blessed are you. Blessed are your eyes because they see, and your ears because they hear. Jesus is not just talking about your physical ears. He's talking about your ability to hear with your heart. This sermon, just because you hear it, will not change your life. The verses that you heard will not change your life. But the sermon that you hear and apply, there it is, that will change your life. The verses that you hear and apply, that will change your life. We have it so backwards in Christianity. We're impressed with people who memorize scripture. All that means is you got a good memory, but do you live it though? Your ears captures sound. The ears of your heart capture your will to obey. The eyes in your head, they give you sight. The eyes of your heart though, give you insight. This is what the Apostle Paul was trying to get the church of Ephesus to understand. In Ephesians chapter 1, verse 18, notice what the Apostle Paul says. I pray that the eyes of your heart have insight. Why? In order that you may know the hope which he has called you. Maybe we would stop letting doubt talk you out of what your faith has talked you into if we had some insight. Maybe you would stop viewing every open door as a door God opened. Because when you don't appreciate the season God has you, traps look like opportunities. When you don't have some insight, maybe you would stop lurking on their page and monitoring the very thing that caused you to need recovery if you had some insight. Maybe you would stop sleeping with her, bro. Stop sleeping with him, sis. I know with your physical eyes, they're attractive, but if you could see with the eyes of your heart, you would see that you're sleeping with a pawn from the camp of hell. That has two purposes. The first purpose is to keep a generational stronghold in your bloodline. Sensuality vandalizes spirituality. When you don't know how to protect your spirit, you allow spiritual graffiti. Anybody can mark on your perspective. Anybody can mark on your thoughts. Anybody can mark on your outlook. All they have to do is not text you or text you, and your whole day is thrown off. But if you can get in his text to throw your day back on, if we had some insight Anybody who has some spiritual insight and you recognize that God is worthy of your praise, let's give him a praise in the house for insight.